Most product categories have a clearly defined leading brand that takes the overwhelming majority of revenue and profits in the category. And intuitively, as consumers, we tend to believe that the leading brand is the leader because they offer the best product or service. And this is sort of a self-perpetuating cycle because when we buy from the leading brand believing that it is the best, then other people see that it's the leading brand and they decide to buy from that brand also believing that it is the best. But in reality, more often than not, what's really going on here is that the leading brand just happened to be the first brand to establish themselves within the minds of their target audience. This is something that I learned from the 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing by Al Ries and Jack Trout. And as an example of how this works, consider the following product categories and think of what brands come to your mind as you hear each category. Soft drinks, coffee shops, electric cars, streaming television, and fast food. Now, if you're anything like the overwhelming majority of mainstream customers, the brands that came to mind are Coke, Starbucks, Tesla, Netflix, and McDonald's. Now, the reason for this is the way in which our minds create associations between new product categories and the brands that introduce us to those categories. So, for example, if you're being introduced to the concept of ketchup for the very first time, and it's Heinz that introduces you to this new category, well, you're going to create a mental linkage between Heinz and the concept of ketchup. And interestingly enough, once this connection is made, it's extremely rare that we change this association. It's far more likely that whenever we think of ketchup again in the future, we're going to be reminded of the brand Heinz. And so this is a massive advantage for any brand that's able to establish this kind of connection. Now, very important to note that it's not merely about being the first to create a product or service in a new category. What's critical here is getting first into the minds of your target audience.